When it comes to crypto, you have to be ready to lose money and get to a point where you normalize losing money. I don't know an amount of money I can lose that would maybe break me. I'll just move on as if nothing happened. Most people are just really focused in making money from crypto by trading, whereas we have even up to thousands of other ways of making money in the crypto niche. So crypto is really capital intensive. In any industry, the people that are making money are builders. So if you just want to settle as a consumer, you are basically not going to, make anything tangible. Being a creator, that is building.
True.
Right? A particular guy reached out to me and he said he wanted to sell BTC. So we agreed on the rates, and then he sent a sum of 2.5 million plus. I sent the money. I used the money to buy coin, and then the coin was being sent to his wallet. Yes, after the transaction, I reached out to the guy and was like, have you gotten the BTC? And he replied, yes. And I don't know what else I asked him. The message was not going through.
He had blocked him.
Yes, he had blocked me after the transaction. Like a few hours later, I could not use my bank account again. And the next thing was, the lady now told the DPO that she's not taking me to counter, that she's taking me to sell. So the very day that I was supposed to be released, but before my dad and the lawyer could arrive at the station, 2 policemen has already taken me out of Uyo. And we headed Aba. From Aba, we used night bus. We were sharing one handcuff with the policeman.
And they're taking you through public transport.
Of course.
That must have been humiliating.
So humiliating. I was taken to the prison. They brought the main person that had the account. And according to them, they said the guy cannot even use English. He's not the one who made the transfer. And none of his family member knows about Bitcoin. And they are not the one who bought Bitcoin from me, that I am the one. In fact, at some point, one of the policemen even asked me that I should just accept that I am the one who transferred the money, and then we can share the money percentage, and then they are going to release me.
Hello, everybody, and once again, welcome to another episode of the Entrepreneurs Connect Show. Long time no see, right? And as always, we have a very special guest in the house. Remember, the Entrepreneurs Connect Show is where you come to, where you want to learn and hear stories about entrepreneurs who are killing it in their niche, right? You're going to hear their success stories, their failure stories, and everything in between. At the end of the day, you're going to learn something vital you can take home, implement, and succeed in life and business. But if you see me doing like this a lot, it means that my status has changed. More on that later. I have a special guest in the house. His name is Emmanuel Jacobz. I've known him for a number of years now. Going on 10 years, 9-10 years. Actually, that's a lot of time. Finally, he's on the show today, an amazing entrepreneur, and we are going to learn from him. Hi, Emmanuel. How are you doing? Welcome to the show.
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Thank you for obliging. This was short notice, but who are you to say no? You can't say no.
Anything for you.
All right, welcome. So, we want to hear about Emmanuel. Who is Emmanuel?
My name is Emmanuel Jacobz. I'm a YouTuber, and I'm into the blockchain and cryptocurrency niche as well as the tech niche. I do a lot of things, right? I'm a digital marketer, a crypto trader and investor. I'm a content creator. Sometimes I even forget most of the things I do, right? So I just think I am multi-skilled. And yes, thank you for having me.
At the end of the day, it depends on who is asking.
Exactly.
Right. So take me back to your earliest memory of doing business. What was the first kind of business you ever started?
Is it internet-based?
Anything at all?
Okay, I started selling recharge cards like retail.
Oh.
And at some point I was like, I feel people selling wholesale do make most of the money without having to get to maybe retail to
people who sell like maybe MTN 100 naira, 500 naira
as well. So I was like, someone selling wholesale will just buy in bulk and sell, and it's not even concerned if people will come and buy and all those stuff. So I had to, although my capital was very small.
I remember how much you started with.
It was somewhere around maybe 30K if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah.
It was really, really adventurous. Using a very little capital to run a business. And before you realize, because it was mobile, I have to use bicycle to paddle distance. And before you're able to distribute to a few number of customers, you're already out of stock. And you have to go back and restock. So in most cases, I will miss customers. You get to them, oh, I'm sorry, you didn't come early. I've already bought. And it was really, really crazy. Rainy seasons like this, in most cases, I'll be under the rain, riding bicycle. I will just use a nylon to wrap the card inside the back and this in the back I'm using to put the recharge card. And then no matter how hot a sun would be, I will still be paddling bicycle, riding and distributing. So it was crazy, but for some reasons I was just confident that I could literally make money from the comfort of my home without having to. I believed I could make money from the internet, but I never knew how. And I was always doing research, going for seminars. I used to read a lot back then. I did not settle because I knew there could be something better. Like I could literally make money without necessarily have to stress myself a lot. So it was one day I came across a particular crypto seminar and I had to show up for it. And because I was already tired of my situation, I think I asked most of the questions to be really sure if something I want to venture into is going to be safe. I asked most of the questions after, I think it was like 3 days thereafter, I had to use about 70% of my entire recharge card business capital to buy crypto. The billion coin. I don't know.
TBC. I know it. Now I say that it does not. It will just be growing your wallet. I know it very well. But you can't withdraw. You can't do anything with it. Premium hopium.
I'm telling you.
I think that was the people that had like their first entry into crypto. I think that was the first coin.
Exactly.
They ever
Exactly. That was the first cryptocurrency. But the funny thing, as an entrepreneur, like a good number of people invested in TBC. They could not make money from it. But we had to find a way to market it. Like we buy and we resell. So they had this restriction. You cannot sell if you are caught. Your wallet is going to be flagged and all those stuff. But so at some point we started having some connections with people in the Philippines. This, I think the founder was from Philippines.
Okay.
Yes. So is it Philippines or Philippines? Philippines, okay. So we got a lot of bulk buys from them and then resell to Nigerians and some other people. So we were making a good number of money from TBC, while some other people were just allowing the activity to sit there in the wallet, expecting it to grow and they are going to list and all those stuff, and it never happened.
I can pardon you people, right? At the time, and to be fair to you guys, at the time, you did not really know that coin was like a scam coin for real, right? And when a lot of you guys found out that, okay, there's no hope here at all.
Not really. We were still hoping, we were still very optimistic that
till now.
No.
Because I know when a lot of people start talking about stuff.
Exactly.
Do you know that there are some people that kept on, even after they found out that this thing is never going to happen, they still kept selling, selling. And these seminars, I'm like, you don't have conscience, bro.
For you.
Oh, so that was your crypto starts.
Yes.
Basically. So how did you diversify? How did you start using a currency that you're just hearing about it for the first time? Were you in it for the tech or you were in it for the money?
No, I was in for the money. I was in
when the market is going down. You say you're in it for the money thing. When market is going up, they start rejoicing that market is going up.
I was in for the money. I believe 90, everybody is in for the money, but they will disguise we are in for the tech. So I was in for the money, and so at some point I was like, I discovered that crypto is really capital intensive. And also, for some reasons, I tried to see how to be able to assist some people. And that is how I just see myself transitioning into creating content, trying to see how to create content that will help people navigate through cryptocurrencies. And I was like, okay, maybe this is what I should really focus on. And then also started coaching people. I started coaching people for free. And at some point, I think my first course, crypto course, was 2,000 naira back in, let's say, late 2020 after the pandemic. That was my first crypto course. But gradually, I now have a course that's like maybe one-on-one coaching program is $1,000. Yes. And I have a lot of students and a lot of followers as a content creator.
My question to you is, how do you get good? Everything crypto, trading, and all of that.
Should I say I am good? I don't know if I should.
I mean, at your level, I'll call you good because you found a way. I watch people a lot. Some people today, they are in crypto, and when it's bear market, they are shouting down the roof. You maybe see them in affiliate marketing, and then maybe some other time you see them in dropshipping. Some other time you see them, just everywhere and all around. Well, I've observed that through the years, you're still in the same industry. I mean, you diversify into others, but majorly you're still in the same industry, in trading, in the exchange part of it, and all of that. So how did it get good?
I don't know if I should say I'm just stuck. Because in most cases, I have friends, like really close friends, that are killing it when it comes to e-commerce. Like they are doing it very big, and they are so big, And I would say I have like a good knowledge if, let's say, I want to go into e-commerce. I don't know virtually everything I need to do, how to go about maybe sourcing a product, importing, running ads, landing page and everything. But sometimes I just want to maybe start doing it because I'm like, this thing is cool. Maybe I should do it. And at some point, outsource, get people to do it and then focus on crypto. But for some reasons, I keep seeing myself falling back to crypto, and I just see myself doing things that are related to cryptocurrencies, the whole content stuff and all. And another thing is that I'm just someone that is very consistent. Even if in some cases I do feel a lot of, I don't know if I should call it burnout, like you might get to a point that you lose the motivation to do anything. You are just there, but anytime I resume, it's still crypto. So yes, I'm very consistent. If I want to maybe be focused in doing a particular thing, I'm very consistent. And consistency for me is not really hard, for real. It's not really it is difficult, but it's just, I just see myself doing it. Consistency is at the end. It's very difficult, but I just see myself being so into it, and I can't really explain why.
Great. So for the sake of people watching who may want to venture into crypto, or who are maybe have tried and failed and is wondering, okay, now you trade consistently. I know you also do the exchange part of it and all of that. How does somebody with zero or little knowledge about trading, start trading and then get good at it?
When it comes to crypto, you have to be ready to lose money and get to a point where you normalize losing money. Because the thing is that a lot of people, in fact, one of the reasons they stop, maybe they back off, is because they have lost money. And I don't think I know anybody that, regardless of how much they have lost and they keep pushing, that they will not get to a point that they are so good.
What's the biggest amount of money you've ever lost?
Okay, the biggest amount, that was in 2020. My first time of making $3,500. I lost everything.
You lost all 3,000. That was a huge.
Yes. That was my first time of having such an amount of money in bulk.
Mm-hmm.
September 2020.
You even know the months?
Yes. I lost everything. How? It was terrible. Futures trading. So you know how you're about to lose a trade, you're almost getting to a point where you are liquidated.
You're adding margin.
Exactly. You're adding more money. You're adding more money to maintain the position. So I was sending in more funds. So since then, I've been really, really cautious. I've gotten to a point that I don't know. I'm not praying. I'm not hoping I lose something really huge, but I don't think what I can lose, an amount of money that I can lose, that would really get to me. Seriously, I don't think. Because I've passed through a series of stuff that, sometimes, not like you've lost money, but you just get to a point that you don't really have, and I do bounce back. And so it doesn't really freak me if I lose. I don't know an amount of money I can lose that would maybe break me. I'll just move on as if nothing happened.
The next question I want to ask you, really, is, do you think crypto can make somebody a millionaire?
Definitely it can.
How?
The thing is, most people are just really focused in making money from crypto by trading. Whereas we have even up to thousands of other ways of making money in the crypto niche.
How?
And okay, let's say for instance now, when I realized that crypto is really capital intensive, and for you to make something, when you are using, let's say your trading capital is $100, and you're using it to trade with $100, you are basically going to be extremely greedy, because a trader gives you like maybe 5% profit. It's just $5, and you are like, how much is $5? You might hold the trade, and at the end of the day, you lose that particular profit. For someone using like maybe 50K, 5% is like, is it 2,005 if I'm not mistaken? $50,000, 2,005 euros. So $2,500 is enough for the person to like, this is a good profit. They will take it and leave the trade and maybe look for another opportunity. So if your capital is really small, in most cases, it's going to be difficult for you, because in sometimes this profit is 5% is very good, but your capital is small. And for that reason, you might want to hold and maybe wait for something reasonable. And at the same time, some people are even trading with as low as $20.
True.
Yes. And at the end of the day, you might not even see something tangible.
So what's the way out?
So the way out is just find other ways in the crypto space, right? That is actually how I transitioned to creating content, right? I mean, and also I got to realize that in any industry, the people that are making money are builders. So if you just want to settle as a consumer, you are basically not going to, make anything tangible.
No, I get that, but context specific. Let's say people in third world Africa, for example. That's not how you want to build. Right now, you need money first.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, so how do you work within the crypto industry to actually make money first before you think about building anything? What are the other income streams that exist in the cryptocurrency?
Well,
context.
In the building, right? When I say building, someone might think of, I want to build an exchange. Well, being a creator, that is building.
True.
Right? And you don't necessarily have to know very much about crypto. You can just be, maybe, even if you are just, someone made a post and you just see how to tweak it, repost it, and before you know, you have started gathering people that are interested in crypto. And you can even get to a point, I would just say that it is difficult to be consistent with all this stuff, but if you know that you don't have any other choice and you just have to do it, then you should be serious about, I don't know if I think I can recommend someone being an influencer too, right? That is another means of building. Just find a way to add value to the industry. Add value. It might be creating of content. It might be just learning some skills and seeing how to maybe volunteer. Yeah. And we have a lot of jobs in the crypto space. The Web3 industry is still very...
So you look for jobs and then they pay you in crypto.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. So that is actually another means where we have a lot of skills. You could be maybe a UI UX designer and you just offer to volunteer for some project. And before you know it, if you are good enough, they are going to feel indebted to maybe bring you to be part of the team. So, I might not really be able to point out means of contributing to this space, but if you are really serious about it, contributing to this space is actually a way for you to make something tangible, because trying to say you want to build your $100, in most cases, it is possible, but in most cases, when you don't really have the skill, the discipline and everything when it comes to trading profitably, you are basically going to lose the money for real. And yes, luck, you can be lucky. Like you buy a coin and the coin has done like maybe 3,000%. You could be lucky and you don't necessarily have to be really skilled. But at the same time, lots of people that do make something reasonable from coins that do like maybe 3,000%. One thing about money is that there's no amount of money you have, you always return to your level, because one way or the other you will spend or maybe lose the money, and if you did not gather the necessary skills needed for you to be able to grow a certain amount of money, you will still go back to who you have always been, even if you are given $1 million. That's one thing about money.
Are you born into a rich home?
Yeah.
Everyone with the silver spoon. It's important for context. So my question is, how does an average person who was not born into a rich home per se, who really still wants to live a comfortable life, what is that roadmap you can recommend for them to follow?
I think the first roadmap is believing, because our environment has conditioned us to just feel like we are just unlucky, we are less privileged, and we just tend to see maybe the rich or other people that are making it. They are lucky, they were born into a rich family, they were destined to be rich and all those stuff. So if you don't believe that you could possibly, if you don't believe and find a way to convince yourself that you can make it in this life, I think there's no amount of maybe roadmap, motivation that change anything for you. So first of all, you have to believe, and the second thing you have to do is to find means. And really, it was really difficult for me. At some point, I remember back then, when you are poor and things are really happening, difficult things, terrible things are happening to you. You want to attribute it to maybe witches and witchcraft and evil people in your village and all those stuff. But those are basically things that, if you were rich enough, if these things happen to you, when it involves money, you just use money to clear everything, and you will not even consider it as being really, really, I don't know how to put it. But when you are poor, there's this mindset that everything that happens to you, there's this point in my life that I was so broke. Domain name expired, you run out, it's not converting, you tried everything, and in fact you are even owing some loan applications. And when you get to this particular point, you feel like, especially in this part of the world, that evil people in your family don't want you to succeed, which is a lie.
There's some evil people
there are
using your picture to find themselves.
They might be, but all those people are also struggling. They don't care about you. And I read this from, is it Think and Grow Rich? I don't know which of the book, that the nature has a way of testing you if you really need a particular thing. And if you are, persistent enough, there's no how you will not get it. But if these trials comes and you just back off that maybe this was not for me, or maybe something else or someone else is maybe responsible for your failure, you won't make it. Because this trial is, every single person, I would say almost everybody has terrible challenges that, faces them, but at the same time, they keep pushing. So before I digress, I would say the roadmap, the first thing is you have to believe that you can make it. Anybody can make it. And your background, your environment, current situation is not going to determine who you are supposed to be, right? So, and the third thing you have to do is for you to find mates and learn from people. Okay, is this possible? Who is doing this thing? Right? And you find out what they have done. And if possible, pay for courses. In fact, that is basically my secret, learning. Because, especially in this part of the world, we don't just believe that we don't know anything. We don't believe it. And in most, you see someone coming to the conversation to attack people, maybe trying to sell courses, and they will say they are making money from the course. Of course, are they not supposed to make money from the course? They're making money from the course, but are they kind of, see, sometimes maybe paying for courses is not even about the course. It is about the habit of maybe paying for value. And in some cases, there's how you treat something that has cost you money, right? There's how you treat something that you did not even commit, you did not pay money to maybe acquire that maybe skill or anything. There's how you also treat something that you pay premium for it. You are literally going to be serious. And one of the benefits of paying for maybe a course, one of the benefits I would say is, one of the benefits is me getting to know you. Because I paid for a course in 2017, and I met you in the crypto group, and now we are friends. And I cannot, if I want to start counting the amount of money I have made just by knowing you.
Yeah.
So I think the roadmap is just learn. And if I want to start counting the access, the amount of money, aside from the profit I made from maybe paying for one crypto course, I think the course was just $100 back then. I pleaded with Chris. I said, I've lost money in crypto. This is all I have. And he collected me $80 back in 2017. So $80 back then, I did not even have money. Like, I think I had like barely maybe $100.
Yeah.
And after paying for the course, I did not even have money to trade. Right? I did not even have money to trade. I had to, I think my friend gave me money. Like, I'm going to trade and we share profit. And I think I lost the money. I think I lost the money that year in 2017. The secret to making it, regardless of your background, is paying for knowledge. And in most cases, when you pay for knowledge, you don't just pay for the knowledge, you are paying for access.
Yeah.
You are paying for access to the person teaching that thing. You are paying for access to like-minded individuals. And maybe if there is kind of a group or a forum, and you can never tell what benefits you are going to be getting as a result of maybe joining a particular community. I mean, the benefits are enormous compared to the little amount of money. And it is a necessity. For you to pay for this knowledge is not a matter of I don't have money. It is a necessity that you have to go look for the money.
What about those that can't pay in the immediate? So I like that angle of paying for knowledge. I am an advocate of paying for knowledge. I'm also a great advocate of not being lazy. Because some people now mask behind, I don't have any money at all to pay for knowledge, and then they end up not learning. Meanwhile, there are a lot of resources out there that are free, that can at the very least get you started.
Exactly.
At the very least, the person you want to pay for his course, for example, someone to pay for your crypto course, for example, you have a YouTube channel. And YouTube channel, you have a lot of free information there. So if the person comes out, have you taken time to consume the content in this channel first? Does he have a book? Maybe the course is $500 or $1,000. Does he have a book that is $10? Have you bought that one?
Exactly.
Have you made effort, basically?
Exactly.
That's so that's the point. I think that a lot of people are just lazy and unwilling to learn.
Exactly.
And then they want to now delegate it and say, hey, you want to make money off me, you want to do this off me, go and start with the free one first and see how that goes.
And this is the same set of people that will come up tomorrow and say, person will life fail. Good things that other people, they're lazy. Improve your ability while you're very lazy. So another thing about paying for knowledge is, and you say you don't have the money. Let's talk about priority.
Yeah, true.
You are eating, right? Because that is a priority. And you also consider it as a basic necessity. You are paying school fees. Even when, no matter how poor you are, right? Because you consider it as a priority. But when it comes to something that could literally, something that has up to 90% chances of even helping you to escape your broke life, and you tend to consider it as if you are doing the other person selling the course a favor. Meanwhile, I would say I'm a testimony of someone that has paid for. Bro, I've bought courses. Seriously, I've bought courses. And someone might say, you've bought all these courses because you have the money. No, because it is my priority. And I know that if I don't maybe get to learn a particular thing, I won't know it, right? I've also maybe taken some free courses, free resources on TikTok and YouTube and all, but when it comes to maybe getting a particular knowledge that I know that it is going to be worth the investment, I go no matter the amount, except I don't want it. Seriously, except I don't want it. No matter the amount, I always go for it. And that is just I would say that is just one of the necessary criteria for the roadmap of escaping poverty. For real.
Beautiful.
For real.
Beautiful. So just before we go, book smart or street smart? For somebody to be successful, what do you think the person should know? Should you be book smart? Should you be street smart? Should you have a combination of both?
combination of both goes, right? It is good for you because in as much as people tend to say school is scam, at the end of the day, if you say school is scam, yeah, at the end of the day, you are the one scamming yourself, right? Because what knowledge has helped us to do is because if you don't have a knowledge of a particular thing like this, it might in a way sabotage your ability to be able to decipher some other thing. Knowledge, right? I don't know if using the word prerequisite is actually the right word. There is how if you don't have a knowledge of a particular thing, it might hinder your ability to fully understand how to be able to maybe deal with something else.
Yeah.
So in most cases, education is, very, very vital to how we are able to understand, the world, our environment, how we are able to even navigate through life, right? But at the same time, limiting your learning to whatever it is you were being taught in school, you are actually going to, doing yourself more harm than good, because in most cases, some of the things we are being taught in school are not applicable in our today environment. So that is why you have to also be streetwise. You have to understand what works. You have to find things that has real use cases. Maybe things like maybe sales. You have to understand sales and negotiation. You have to, you don't have to just limit, I have A in school and I just have to limit or maybe settle for just being the best graduating student.
Yeah.
You have to find other things to complement it. So I think being both street smart and street smart
and book smart
is goes hand in hand.
Awesome.
In our today's world.
What would you consider one of your most painful experiences and trying times in your entrepreneurship journey?
Okay, it was being framed for something I really cannot explain, like something I did not do. Being framed, I think it was so disappointing.
You don't talk about it?
Yeah, sure, I can talk about it if it's not going to make the podcast too lengthy.
We have time.
Okay, I don't know, back in 2019, so I used to do a lot of buying and selling of cryptocurrencies. Like we can call it OTC, we can call it P2P. Some people might call it arbitrage. And it is a business you do on the internet, and like almost all your customers or people that get to trade with you, you've not met them before, you don't know them, and just random people because they have seen your adverts can come trade with you. So a particular guy reached out to me and he said he wanted to sell BTC. So we agreed on the rates. There was a little back and forth, and after some days, he finally said, okay, he's ready to buy the BTC. Okay, yes, he's ready to buy the BTC. And then he sent a sum of 2.5 million plus to get the BTC. So normally what we do in most cases, you don't necessarily need to have a coin, to trade with someone.
Mm-hmm.
I sent the money, I used the money to buy coin, and then the coin was being sent to his wallet. We're done with the transaction. A few hours later, I could not use my bank account again. And I was like, what is going on? I tried, I think I wanted to do transfer, I couldn't. I tried recharging my phone, I couldn't. Reached out to customer service, and they said they would get back to me the next day, because it was around maybe 11 p.m. or so when I wanted to use my mobile app. So they reached out to me in the morning and they started asking, what transaction did you do last night? Your account was being flagged and all those stuff. So I explained it to the lady. This is what happened. It was OTC transaction, and after the transaction, so the lady now said that my account was being flagged for. Yes, after the transaction, I reached out to the guy and was like, have you gotten the BTC? And he replied, yes. And I don't know what else I asked him. The message was not going through.
No, he had blocked him.
Yes, he had blocked me after the transaction.
Oh.
I still did not get it. why would you block me after a transaction? So so I explained to the lady, and she was like, okay, did you supply the BTC to the person? I told her yes. I don't know, for some reason she was now advising me, okay, this is what you will do. Go to the bank, but don't go alone. If you want to go to the bank, go to the police, go and report to them first, and then get a police report, and don't go to the bank alone, go with the police. I was like, okay, thank you, ma. And then
Take the advice.
I did, right? Because I was looking for a solution because my account was being blocked. And the funniest thing, the profit I made from the transaction was just around 30K or 37K on the restricted. So now I was like, that was my first time of having that. I mean, my account was being restricted. I dropped on the group chats that my account has been restricted, or I stated everything that happened. And some people came in with advice: don't go to the police. It's not a police case. Go and get a lawyer. A lot of advice and all those stuff. And I was confused. So I was like, okay. I went to a lawyer and then complained everything to the lawyer. And the lawyer was like, okay, that's how could they, that was very fast. Within a short period of time after a transaction, he said, because before you restrict someone's account, there must be a court order.
Yeah.
And this transaction happened in the night. I believe currently people could maybe report a transaction and it will take effect immediately. But back then, you have to go to the court, get a court order, and then you go to the bank. This happened in the evening. My account was restricted. So the lawyer was like, it is illegal for them to do that to your account. That he wrote the bank, sent a letter via this thing, logistics company. They took it to them. We waited for 2 weeks. No response from the bank. And then my dad had one friend in SAS. So I went to SAS with my dad and we complained everything, and then showed him all my chats with the guy and everything. And the man was like, okay, before things like this happen, that there must be a security agency that is involved. But it's not aware which one exactly. It might be the EFCC, it might be police, that I should just go to the bank. And then before going, I should print the chat and everything. Then go and show them what happened. So we went, excuse me. No. So I went to the bank the first day, and they asked me, they were delaying me, just, okay, wait, we have sent some email. We are waiting for a response from the head office. We are going to get back to you. And they delayed me, and they asked me, okay, come the next day. And I left. The next day I went again, and they delayed me, and then asked me to go to, okay, they asked me some questions. I showed them everything. I even went with the printed copy of my chat with the guy and everything. So they now asked me they called the bank security, asked me to go to his office, and I was in the office, and we spent like up to maybe an hour or two doing what? I don't know, it was just telling me to wait. So the next thing was police came. Okay, the next thing was, is it either police came to the bank or the security of the bank took me to their police? That the police was just opposite the bank, one upstairs. So they took me there and they asked me to wait for I don't know, they just asked me to wait. So I waited, and then the next thing was a police car coming to take me to the police station. I was like, what's going on? So they took me to the police station. They took me to the office of their, is it DP or something? And we stayed there for quite some time. Then I called my dad, and my dad came. And then we explained everything to the man. So the man was like, okay. The man was like telling one lady in the police station to take me to the counter to wait for, they were telling me that police are coming from Kano State. So that I will have to wait for them. So they asked me to go to the counter and wait. And the next thing was, the lady now told the DPO that she's not taking me to counter, that she's taking me to cell.
Just like that.
Just like that. And that was my first time, my first experience. I was like, what's going on? Why are you taking me to sell? He said you should take me to the counter and you're taking me to sell. And that was how I was taken to the cell. So the next day, the 2 policemen came from Kano State. And then I explained everything to them and they said they are not interested in listening to anything. That all they are here for is for them to get the money. I asked them which money. They said the money that the person who owned the that particular account said he did not initiate any transfer that particular day, that he knows nothing about Bitcoin, and that I am the person who transferred this money all the way from Kano State. That I'm the person who transferred his money. And the craziest part is that this transaction was on mobile phone, like mobile application. They used a mobile application, transferred the money, got Bitcoin from me, and I don't know what happened again. I was just doing my normal business, And now, I told the police I don't understand. How will I refund a money that this person paid? You have seen the proof of everything. This is my phone. These are the printed copy of the chats. This is when we started. This is everything. And how would I refund the money that this person paid for something? BTC was being supplied and you're asking me to refund the money. And that is not possible. And he insisted that we don't have any case. The only case I have is for me to refund him. It's for me to refund the money for the Bitcoin. And I told him that will not be, that can never happen. So they returned me to the cell. And then my dad was now working on them bailing me. My dad was very, very desperate. My dad was just spending money up and down. So after some days, I think I spent like maybe up to a week, because there was a lot of back
in the police station.
What's in my state? In my state.
Wow.
There was a lot of back and forth. And so before I was, now, the particular day that I was supposed to be released, like according to my dad, because of my dad he keep telling me, don't worry. I think the thing happened over the weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Either Thursday or Friday, and for some reason, it just entered the next week. So I ended up spending like up to 6 or 7 days. But the very day that I was supposed to be released, like court has granted my this thing to bail me. Before my dad, in fact, the DPO of the station was away. But before my dad and the lawyer could arrive at the station, the Kano State Police Station, police, 2 policemen has already taken me out of Uyo. And we headed Aba. From Aba, we used night bus.
So they're just taking you to bus. Did they handcuff you?
Yeah. We're sharing one handcuff with the policeman.
And they're taking you through public transport.
Of course.
That must have been humiliating.
So humiliating. So they took me to Aba, then we used a night bus from Aba to Kano. We spent is it over 48 hours on the road using this luxurious bus that will have to stop in almost all the states that they will pass, offloading of goods, offloading of dropping of people and all those stuff. We spent 48 hours on the road, and we got to Kano State. When we got to Kano State, my dad now to hire another lawyer. Okay, the first lawyer that my dad paid, and he did everything before they could reach to this in the station. I was already taken. Now recommended another lawyer for my dad. And now the other lawyer. So when the other lawyer came, the first statement, like after telling him everything, the first statement was how now that the thing that we are going to do, that we have to think of how we are going to refund them. I was crazy. I was so mad at this man. I told him we are not going to refund anything. We are not going to there was a lot of back and forth. They took me to their either DP or something, their big policeman, and they were telling me, okay, like in most, because in Kano, I would say in most northern states, their language is Hausa is their official language. So in most cases, they are going to be using Hausa, and I will just be standing there not knowing whatever it is they are saying, maybe against me or something. And maybe if they want to talk to me, they will now ask me a question, and then I will try to. So they brought the main person that had the accounts, and he, according to them, they said the guy cannot even use English. He's not the one who made the transfer, and none of his family member knows about Bitcoin. And they are not the one who bought Bitcoin from me, that I am the one. In fact, at some point, one of the policemen even asked me that I should just accept that I am the one who transferred the money, and then we can share the money in percentage, and then they are going to release me. So at some point, they told me that okay, there was a lot of back and forth, and then my dad finally agreed that we are going to refund them. My dad finally agreed that we are going to refund them. And then they were trying to negotiate how much I'm going to be paying per month. And I told them that even 5 naira, they will not see. I told them that even 5 naira, they are not going to see that I am ready. It's even better they kill me. That I'm ready. I rather die for something I did not do than for me to refund the money I did not eat, apart from the 30 to 37,000 naira profit I made from that transaction. And the man was just...
So at this point, have you already sent the 2.5, the money to the person that you got the Bitcoin from?
Exactly. I bought the Bitcoin. You know something that you have to, how do I put it? Something that you have to make sure you deliver within a short period. Yes. I already negotiate the exchange rates from the person I want to buy. And then immediately when he sends the money, I just move the money to him and the Bitcoin was applied. So now I think if for any reason, okay, let's say for instance, if I had the Bitcoin, because I did not even have such capital around it. If I had the Bitcoin, I would have been the one to bear the losses, because the money would just still sit in my account. And then after the transaction, my account is flat, restricted. They would just reverse the money without... In fact, they wouldn't even arrest him. They would have reversed the money to him. That is how I would have lost 2.5 million naira. So that was it. So at some point, I was being transferred to... So yes, it was... Yes, I think there was a lot of back and forth, and the thing was being delayed. Then you people and people in the cryptocurrency and currency space back then contributed money, and they wanted to take over the case. And so Chris sent his lawyer, and he started coming, and for some reasons he stopped coming. And I stayed for weeks. I spent a total of, like, from the day I was arrested, I think I spent till the day I was released, it was about 3 months.
Yeah, I remember that period.
It was about 3 months. So I was being transferred to another station, like kind of their state.
Like CIDs.
Yeah. I was being transferred to another station, and so okay. So at some point now, these people now that had the case, they summoned the 2 police that came to arrest me, that is delaying the case for their benefit and all. So they petitioned him to transfer the case to another district. And the funny thing is that the way this particular 2 policemen that came to arrest me, the way the man was even treating me, like he was treating me as if we are related, like for reasons I don't know. In the day of Christmas, the wife could, he brought it for me. He gave me, because Ghana is very cold. It was during the Harmattan this year. He gave me like 3 pullovers, his own pullovers. And if I go to his office, I will see maybe if any other, maybe someone that is being detained is taken to his office, they will all be sitting on the floor. Whenever I go to his office, I will be sitting on his couch. Like, for some reasons, the man was just good. I don't know. Even when I was being transferred to another, there's a day he came to this thing, to do where I was being transferred for, he gave me money to buy food.
No people inside if inmates inside the cell, hope they were not that should say.
Yeah, their own cell is quite different from our own this thing.
Okay.
They have a running water, they have water system.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you.
I don't ever want to find out where. I don't ever want to find out.
What? Where? So the moment I was being transferred to State CID, I went there, I saw some systems, like I was even happy that, because when I was with them, I was like, they should take the case to EFCC. Because all of these things they are saying we have done the investigation doesn't pass going to bank to get my account statement. And you brought up my account statement, I said, see, right from like 2017, this is what I have been doing. And you will realize that because their own this thing, their bone of foundation was the money, immediately when the money entered the account, he immediately transferred it. I said, this is what I have been doing. Check my account, this statement. You see that if a certain, let's say maybe $1 million has entered, the only thing that will remain is going to be maybe the commission I'm making as a profit. And it will not take up to 10 minutes. The money must leave to someone that actually owns the Bitcoin. So your investigation doesn't pass this. You go to this BVN connector or this thing. You get all my statements of accounts. That is their only investigation. So they took us when they took me to JCI, I saw some computers. I was even happy that, okay, these ones are even smart. Maybe they will have something to do for me. I was just there. So at some point, they now took us to the exact branch the guy opened his account. And then when I got there, they called the branch manager. It was me, the branch manager, the complainer, the brother of the complainer, and some policemen. And all these moving up and down. I was being handcuffed, like in the banking hall, to the branch manager. So the branch manager's comments, he asked me some questions and he got everything. He asked me, okay, what was the exchange rate? As at then, I think it was around 364 or so. What was the exchange rate? I told him, okay. How much BTC was involved? I told him. He used his phone, did the calculation, and see the exact figure and the equivalent in Naira and the fraction and everything. I told him, okay, this was my commission, and you can see, this is GT, but you can see this thing. This is how much I made per Naira, and this is the profit. So when he got to understand, he was like, okay. I told him, if you check my account statement, you will see, this is something I've been doing since 2017. It was like, okay. He told the policemen and those guys that since this person is saying that he's not the one who bought BTC from me, and it must be someone really close to them. And another fact is that this guy has a mobile application on his phone. And his mobile application cannot be logged into two phones per time. So how come if your phone was not used for the transaction, who else? So the question was now pointed to him. Who is close to you that has your login details?
Where do you keep your phone so careless? Somebody
he has your login details, initiated the transaction, OTP was sent to your phones, the person used the OTP. So let's say because if the thing was they use your card and you are not even used card to make 2 million transactions, they use your phone to initiate the transaction. Who is close to you? You know what police said? He should not ask him that kind of a question. So you have found the person that is working is a branch manager. So the conclusion was that he is the person that compromised his accounts. That was the conclusion. But the policemen, because they were being paid, they never agreed. And they told me about to sell. After some weeks, after some weeks, they now took me to the court. From court to prison. And from prison.
to president.
It was like the worst experience. Like it was the worst experience of my life. It was very terrible.
How do you navigate? How do you come out?
Like, how do I come up?
Was it on bail?
Yes, it was on bail. Okay, so this is what happened. So now, people in the crypto community, they contributed money. Then it was at this point that Chris and he sent his lawyer again, and then told my dad to dismiss the other lawyer, and then the other lawyer was being dismissed. So Chris and his lawyer took it from there, and then I was being taken to prison, and people from the crypto community really, really helped me at that point because due to desperation, in fact, all the amount of money my dad spent did not change anything in the case. Did not change anything. It was just wasting money out of desperation. So now, I was taken to the prison, and I met one guy in the prison from my place, and he was in a condemned criminal parts, like people that I think their fate is to kill them at the end of the day. So this guy came up as someone that wants. So I met with one man, and the man, okay, you have someone in this place that is from your place. So people from that side, I think they have so many privileges. They have phones. They cook their own food, and they do so many dirty things. I don't want to talk on the camera right now. So now, each time we will be calling my dad that your son cannot eat what is being given here. Send money, my dad will be sending. A lot of the money will get to me. I'm not even aware that he's using my dad to collect money. Then it got to a point where he told my dad that, so they were looking, okay, they said before they bail me, I will need 2 guarantors in Kano State. They gave some criteria, and this guy said that he has some guarantors. Or this is charge and bail people that they will come and sign as a guarantor. My dad gave him money in Chopam. This guy is just there as if he's helping me. My dad feels he's helping me. I feel he's helping me. Because in most cases, I would just... It was crazy. It was the day that I was being released. Like, after I was being released, that I got to know all these things. Then I tried calling. Since that day, he wasn't taking calls again because he knew what he did. And I'm now able to talk to my dad and discovered all the things he did that my dad had been sending money and never got. So, it's a very long story that I cannot mention everything here. So, after this thing now, the money contributed for me was, I think it was around 1.5 million, I guess. So they told these people that, okay, we are going to settle you for the money, but this is what is available. That you people are going to collect 1.5 million and forgo, just allow the other part of the money. They disagreed. So there is even one man, I don't know, one man, like one Hausa man that was trying to talk to them. Like, he was kind of, I think he knew Christianity and all. So he was trying to get close to them because he's a Muslim and he's also from there. So trying to convince them that he has been working in the bank, trying to explain anything, that this Emmanuel did not transfer your money and all, and that Emmanuel is just a victim, that maybe he was just trying to see how to settle the matter. Then at some point, they were like quoting Quran. I don't know if it is even in the Quran. It is very wrong for a Muslim to cite a Christian in blah, 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 and all those stuff. That is haram. So, these people, they neglected this thing. They rejected the negotiation. And then at some point, they now said, okay, they are going to collect the money. They are going to collect the 1.5 million. Yeah. So when they now agreed to collect the 1.5 million, the money was not up to 1.5 again because of the processing of bail and sorting for guarantors and all. The them is now left with 1.1 million. And they said they won't collect. They told them, okay, since you are not going to collect the money, no problem. Let us go to court. Let us be in the case in the courts. And every single month, I'll be going to Kano from. After the lockdown, I came back around March 2020. Then we had a lockdown. After the lockdown, I think either December, November, or maybe December, I started going to Kano every month. That particular case drained me. Like every month, okay, it was just the first month I was using road transport. And I said I would never use road transport again. Every month I will be flying either from Guayagon State to Abuja. From Abuja, either I might use, in most cases, I will use road transport. From Abuja to Kano, it's like 6 hours. And in some cases, maybe if there were a lot of, like, I don't want to maybe default, like, by maybe going late, or I don't want to go, or I might miss going. Sometimes I might fly 2 times from Akwa Ibom to Abuja, from Abuja to Kano. It was really crazy. I'll be spending money on hotels, food, and all those stuff. And some weeks, sometimes we will go, they will not even call my case. You go to the court, they won't call your case. They will just adjourn it to maybe the nearest date. And they might say, okay, adjournment is always 2 weeks according to them. And for some reasons, they say, okay, since my place is far, that they are going to be giving me like one month interval. But in some cases, they will just keep it 2 weeks. And when they keep it 2 weeks, I don't have to come back again. I will have to stay back. So at some point, the lawyer now was like, this is too much on you. Okay, I just rented a 2-bedroom flat. So anytime you come, just stay at my place. If maybe they get to adjourn, you will just stay the 2 weeks. And then it was crazy. Some days you will go, the magistrate is not in court. Some days you will go, the complainer will not come. It was just back and forth. And some days they will not even do something serious. Just hearing. They will just say a few things about the case, adjourn it. Every month, I was spending like 200 plus to be paying my way, hotel bills, and all those stuff. It was crazy.
So is the case closed now?
I don't know if I should say it is closed. But the last time I went there was in early 2020? No, sorry, early 2022.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go and, I think that was, it was that period that they wanted to bury my mom. And so one of the guarantors had to represent me. It was after then, the complainers, it is a responsibility to be going to the court to get a new date for adjournment. So since then, they have not got to get a new date. So since 2022 to date, they are tired of the case.
Crazy. In all of this, just before you go, what did you learn?
Well, in all of this, one thing I have learned is I came back and I was supposed to give up. I mean, a lot of people were afraid for me. A lot of advice, stop doing crypto. And in fact, Nathaniel Luz. So he strictly warned me not to do crypto again. And I was like, to be at peace with this man, he really tried for me. Let me just mute him from seeing my status.
That's dash.
So I stopped him from seeing my status and I was still pushing my crypto thing. Do you know that it was that year, right? Either late 2020 or early 2020 that I had a transaction that gave me up to ₦1 million, like for the first time since that. I would say the biggest amount of money I've made prior to when I had issues would be within the range of maybe 30 to 50 to maybe 60K. It was when I came, that 2020, I would say that 2020 is when my breakthrough came from crypto. So had it been due to that particular incident, maybe I just gave up because of the challenge, because of the trauma and all those stuff. Well, maybe I would have made it in another industry. I don't really know. But the fact that I did not give up, I would say I have reaped this thing. And at the same time, it's in some way, it has made me tough that there's no amount of... And in fact, the way the bounce back, because I came back to zero. And in fact, when I came back, I was still even owing... There's this platform called Pay Later. It was called Pay Later. Apparently, it is Carbon. I was owing them. And staying for 3 months without refunding, it accumulated. Doctors on Monday, I was able to pay off, and I came back to zero.
And from ground zero. Fuck up. It's me up.
So everything I have been able to maybe have currently, I would say I built it from late 2020 till now.
Well, this is beautiful. This is inspiring at the same time, and a lot of people needed to hear that part. Thank you very much. You spent quite some time on the pod, but trust me, it was absolutely worth it. If people want to follow you and stuff, how can they find you?
Okay. My name is I'm Emmanuel Jacobz. The Jacob is with letter Z on YouTube, and recently my Facebook has been taken down. So you can, Jacobz Bitcoin on Facebook, on Instagram, Jacobz Bitcoin, TikTok, Emmanuel Jacobz. So you can follow me across those social media platforms.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Once again, guys, we're going to see you in the next episode. Tell them to subscribe to the channel.
Do want to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. I'll see you in another episode. Take care of yourself, everybody, and cheers. Bye-bye.